Yeah, good afternoon. Am I audible? Yes, respond ma.
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
my voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the morning class, we completed which one? So types of uh, syntax directed definition. So two types of syntax directed definition. One is yes attributed syntax directed definition. Another one is a L attributed syntax directed definition. Definition. One example also we have seen. The next one is a wait. I'm sharing. Okay, my screen is visible. Hello. Yes,
Yes,
respond.
yes, sir. Actually,
Okay, next one is evaluation order for syntax directed definition. Evaluation order. Okay, so here dependency graph. So dependency graph is used to determine the order of the computation of attributes. Okay, so dependency graph, so that is used. So dependency graph, we will see what is dependency graph. So with the help of that dependency graph, so we can determine the order of computations of attributes, which one is to be computed first, okay, next to which one. So the order, which operation is to be performed first, then later next, then which one is next, so like that. To give the order, then this dependency graph is useful. Okay, so that is what we can say the definition here given, or simply we can say that dependency graph represents the flow of information among the attributes in the parser tree. Okay, so parser tree is going to contain different kind of attributes. So to represent that, this dependency graph is used. So dependency graph represents the flow of information. So flow of information among one attributes in the parser tree. Okay, so which one is evaluated first? So that can be. Okay, so evaluation order with the help of dependency graph. Okay, so dependency graph is a graph which predicts the flow of information among the attributes instances in a particular parser tree. So in a particular parser tree, then it is going to predict the flow of information, the flow of execution. So that flow of evaluation, that can be by this dependency graph. So here an edge from one attribute instance to another means that the value of first is needed to compute the second. Okay, so here which operation, which substring is to be evaluated first, so that can be known by drawing this dependency graph from the parser tree. Okay, that is and the next here. So these are the rules. So directly I want to explain the example. After that you can read out that, no problem. So first parser tree will be given, the parser tree. In that we have to draw the dependency graph. So for example, a production is like this. So a tree will be drawn from the production only. So now here syntax directed definition consists of a set of productions and associated semantic rules. Okay, that is nothing but syntax directed definition. So already we have seen that. So now syntax directed definition, for that we have to draw the dependency graph. From that graph, we can know the order of execution of that expression. Okay, for example, production E implies E1 plus T. So production and associated semantic rule is E dot value equal to E1 dot value plus T dot value. So this kind of attributes are synthesized attributes. So now this E parent E is going to take the values from its children. So finally, taking the value from the children and perform the operation, the result will be assigned to E value. Okay, this is a semantic rule for this production. Okay, so first of all, what we have to do, first to draw the tree for this. So draw the tree. So this is for a production. What is that? So what we have to write? Just E produces E1 plus T. Okay, this is not a syntax directed definition. Okay, just it is a grammar. When the corresponding semantic rule is given for this, now that is called as a syntax directed definition. Okay, so this is syntax directed definition. Then what is a dependency graph from this? Okay, so now this value, which one is taken first from this? This one is taken left to right. So this one is taken. The value of E1 is taken by this E, and value of T will be taken, and this can be evaluated. Value E1 value E plus T value, both will be added. That means addition is performed in between these two. So like that. Okay, first this one is. So now taking this value. Okay, so like that we have to represent arrow. This is the first operation. Then next, so T value will be taken whatever the value, that is the second. Next, in between this, addition is performed. Okay, addition is performed. For that we don't write anything. Okay, here dot value. So that means the final year result will be, so after performing the addition, result will be assigned to this. So this is a third operation. Okay, here order is which one? 1, 2, 3. Okay, first evaluating this one, then second evaluating this one. That means E value, T value. Next addition is performed between these, and value will be assigned to E. Okay, here addition is performed in between this, the result will be assigned to this. Okay, this is the first operation. Okay, that means taking the value. This one is taking the second value, second operation. Then third one is assigning value to this. This is a fourth. Okay, now if we give the what numbers order in the parse tree, then that is called dependency graph. Okay, so first I want to show a simple example. Okay, simple example for this. Okay, for first grammar, so production, next to semantic rule, Okay, so production, for example, E plus E implies E plus T. Then your semantic rule is E dot value equals to T dot value plus T dot value. Okay, the next one is a E implies T. Here also same thing, E dot value equals to T dot value. Then next, you know that grammar, T implies T into F. T into F. So for this also same thing, T dot value equals to T dot value multiplication F dot value. Okay, next F, for example F, so simply that is a digit. Your F dot value digit dot lex value. So this is a grammar, that means productions with a semantic rule. This is a SDDD, syntax directed definition. Okay, syntax directed definition. Now one expression is given to verify, so that is evaluate for evaluating. So 5 plus 3 into 4. So 5 plus 3 into 4. So here what we have to do, first to draw the parser tree. So parser tree is compulsory. When we draw the parser tree, first starting symbol is taken as a root. Okay, E plus T. Okay, so next E implies T. So now the E extended T, that means E produces T. Then next T produces F. F produces a digit. Okay, here plus. Why we are based on this plus, before the plus, then after the plus, left hand side, right hand side. So right hand star should be there. So that means so T can be written as T into F. So T produces which one? F. Then F produces digit. Okay, then here F produces digit. So this is a parser tree for this grammar. Okay, just parser tree. And in the morning class I told you annotated parser tree. So annotated parser tree means in the parser tree, if we specify the values, if we specify the attributes, then that kind of parser tree is called annotated parser tree. So it is a parser tree, simple parser tree, not annotated parser tree. After after specifying attributes in the parser tree, then that is called annotated parser tree. Okay, so now that means we have to write the semantic rules in the parser tree. That means we have to mention semantic rule that attributes. So what we can write here, E dot to value. Okay, then T dot to value. Okay, so next here also T dot to value. So attribute is mentioned for that symbol, then that is called with value also. With value, attribute to with value, the corresponding value mentioned in the parser tree, then that kind of parser tree is called annotated parser tree. Okay, So here t dot value will be like that. So first this evolution order. So now what we have to do, we have to draw the dependency graph for this. So with the dependency graph we get that evolution order. Okay, so first of all digital dot lex here expression is 5. So it is taken here digited 5. So now this is a first operation. Now this is copied into f value. What is that? 5 is copied into this. Then next this value is copied into t. Now this is given to e. So now here all these are synthesized kind of attribute, this all. So f is taking value from its children, t is taking from f, e taking from t. Okay, then next so this one is a first operation, this one is a second operation, third, fourth. Okay, so finally 5, we got 5 before plus. Next 3. So after plus, just we have to go to that depth, right hand side depth. So digit. So now here 3 is taken. So this is a fifth operation. So now this is given to f. It is a synthesized attribute. 3 is given. Now it is called sixth operation. So now giving this 3 to its parent. So that is a 3 is given. Now it is a 7th operation. Okay. Then next star. So star got after star, right hand side to this f. So digit. So now here digit dot lex value. What is 4? 4 here. This 4 is given to f. F dot value equals to 4. Okay, now this is a 8th operation and this one is a 9th operation. So now this operation is performed, multiplication operation is performed between this t and f. So finally the result will be given to this t. So that is a 12. So this one is a 10th operation. So now okay, now t, e are there. Now he has to take the value from its children by performing the operation. So e dot value equals to what? 5 plus 10. So 15. Okay, 15 is a value. Now this root e is taking this 15 value from its children's. So by synthesized attributes. So now e is taken 15 as a result from its children. So now that graph. What is a graph? This one is a graph. First 1, okay, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, then 4 to directly 5. Okay, next to 5 to 6, 6 to 7. Okay, then 8, 8 to 9. So 9 to 10, then 10 to 11. Okay, so this is a graph. This is a dependency graph. This dependency graph, it is specifying the order of execution. First to perform this operation, next to perform this operation, next to perform this operation, next to perform this operation. Okay, then go down. Okay, going down to the leaf, then perform this operation. Next to that will be given to this. This is the next operation. Again, it will be okay. Bottom up evolution. Okay, bottom up evolution. So from bottom to top. So left hand side bottom value is taken. Okay, finally that will be given to the top element. Then if one more this is one more child. Okay, E is one child, T is one child, then going towards the bottom to right hand side. So this is a bottom one. So perform this fifth operation, next sixth operation, seventh operation, next again going bottom, eighth operation, ninth operation, 10th operation. So like that. So bottom up evaluation. So this is a dependency graph. So without this order, what it is called? It is a annotated parser tree. Annotated parser tree is nothing but which parser tree contains attributes with value. That kind of parser tree is called annotated parser tree. So from the annotated parser tree, we can draw the dependency graph. That dependency graph is going to tell the order of evolution of expression. Here evolution of expression means first which one is performed, in the highest precedence operator is performed. So 3 into 5 is performed here. Okay, now 5 is taken, obviously no problem. Before that, first thing is 3 into 4. So 3 into 4, that is a 12. That result plus this 5. 12 plus 5. Which one here? 5 plus 12. Sorry. Okay, 17. Result is here 17. Okay, so here place or star, which one is the highest precedence operator? Star is the highest precedence operator. Okay, so this is performed first, latter. This place is performed between the results. Okay, so in the grammar, the grammar is given like this with the semantic rules. That means if syntax to directed definition is given for evaluating one expression, first tree will be constructed, parser tree, annotated parser tree, then evaluation order with the help of dependency graph. So now this is called a graph. This is arrows representing, this is a graph. So like that. So this is a graph. Okay, so this is one example. So like this we we have many examples. Okay, next yeah, here a simple example is taken. So next one is a somewhat complex. So this is a different kind of grammar. Here T implies F, T dash implies star, F T dash implies epsilon, F implies digit. For this, these are the semantic rules. Okay, so now this is a L-attributed grammar, L-attributed syntax to directed definition, L-attribute syntax to directed definition. So now dependency graph for this. First, what we have to write? So T implies F T dash. T implies F T dash. This one. Okay. F T dash. T implies. Now F can be expanded with a digit. That means F produces a digit. Okay. Next year T dash produces star, F T dash. Star, F T dash. So now star F T dash. Okay, so here first what we have to perform the T dash operation. This is the required. So T dash. Okay, so T dash epsilon is taken, and if we submitted epsilon in this, what we will get? Star F we will get, star F we will get. Okay, then so this is a semantic rules. T dash dot inheritance. First of all, what we should get to T dash. So this T dash has to take the value from its sibling. Okay, then finally result will be assigned to T. Okay, that is required. First now T dash is taking value from sibling F. Okay, so now result is in T dash. So T dash dot synthesized. Now this with help of synthesizer, that result is assigning to T. That means T is a parent. Now it is taking a value, the result from its children. Okay, result is there in the T dash dot inheritance. Okay, that one. And next in this case, T dash operation. So T dash dot inheritance, that means inherited attribute with help of equal to T dash dot inheritance into F value. So that means, so this is taking a value from its sibling, okay, from its sibling, and perform the operation also. So finally the result is there in the T dash dot what synthesized. So that is assigned to T dash dot synthesized. Okay, now this one is inherited. Okay, this T dash is inherited. It is inheriting, that means it is taking value from its sibling. Okay, so next to T dash, it is a parent. Now it has to take the result from this. Okay, so that's why T dash dot synthesized equal to which one? T dot T dash so T dash dot synthesized. So now now we can mention it is synthesized one. Okay, so now result is copied into this parent. Okay, for this we can write T1 dash synthesized. It is taking value from its sibling only. So if we substitute this T dash epsilon in this production, so we'll get T dash only. So result T dash F T dash. So already that result is there in T dash dot inherit. So directly write that one, T dash dot inherit to this T dash dot synthesized. So now it is a synthesized. So result with inherited T dash. Next to F dot value equal to digit dot lex value. So these are the semantic rules for this production. Okay, so now draw the dependency graph for this kind of production. First, which one? Bottom. So draw that partial tree. So now T plus F T dash F T dash. Okay, so next to give the definition for F. That means F can be rewritten by this digit. So that means extended by digit. Next to T dash can be expanded by star F T dash. Okay, next to F, same thing as this digit dot lex value. So next one more we have epsilon T dash have two productions. Okay, here T dash production is this one, and one more there. So that is a epsilon. Epsilon we have to take. Okay. So here first perform this operation digit dot lex. Okay. Then next perform the F operation only, digit where a digit is there. So this one this is a second operation. So next third one is this copy this value to F, third operation. So next to copy this value to F is a fourth operation. So next give F value to T dash, that is a fifth operation. Okay, so next perform this one, that means here this one. So from here directly which operation? Inheritance, T dash dot inheritance. So it has to take, that means it has to take the value from star F. So seventh operation. If it is epsilon, then nothing operation have to be performed. So that's why it is a seventh operation. Then next to finally result we have to assign to T dash. So that is a eighth operation. Then next finally give the result to this T. So that is a ninth operation. So now writing these arrows like which one is to be performed, that numbering if we mention in the partial tree, then that is called dependency graph. So this is a dependency graph. Okay, so this is an explanation. Here we have to write like this, that topological sorting for this we have to write the topological sorting. So 1 2 3, so which one, first operation, second operation, third operation, fourth operation, so like that, total 9 operations. Okay, here we have to write, but that execution order will be like this. First digital dot lexical value, if expression is given, so we have to see this order, we have to consider this order. This is a topological order, topological sorting order after dependency graph. So actually this one 1 2 3, first operation, next to perform the second operation, next perform the fifth operation, next perform the second operation. So here first operation, next to third operation, next to fifth operation, next to fourth operation, sixth operation, seventh operation, by bottom up evaluation. Okay, from leaf node to the intermediate nodes, then next to root node. So this is a leaf, first leaf, second leaf. Okay, so now this result is given to this. So that's why in the topological sorting order we can mention 1 2 3 4 order, but actually if a expression is given, this one is compulsory. First operation, next to third operation, next to fifth operation, next to second operation, next to fourth operation, next to sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. Okay, yes. So yes, attribute definitions are already completed, not required. This is explanation. So directly these are the problems after discussing dependency graph. Next two problems will be given like this. So write the syntax to directed definition for the simple desk calculator. You will get this kind of, write a syntax to directed definition for the simple desk calculator. Perform simple desk calculator is going to contain the operations, arithmetic operations only, addition, subtraction, multiplication, that kind of division. So here 3 into f plus 4n. Okay, here what result, final result have to be assigned to some variable to display. So for that we will take one production, new production, that is a L implies En. Okay, this is a extra production to show the result. Okay, so the corresponding semantic rule is L dot value equal to E dot value. So now E dot value is assigned to E. So that means L takes a value from its child, then E takes a value from its children's. That's it. Okay, E dot value equal to E1 dot value plus T value. Okay, why we are multiple E's out there, that's why E, then this one is a E1, then this one is a T, this one is a T1, so like that. Okay, then the semantic rule for this E dot value equal to T dot value, then semantic rule for this T dot value equal to T1 dot value into F dot value, then for this T dot value equal to F dot value, for this F dot value equal to E dot value, for this F dot value equal to digit dot lex value. Lex value for numbers we should write like this, lex value, lexical value. The lexical analyzer is going to give the constant directly. Okay, so now what we have to first to draw the partial tree. So which kind of annotated partial tree, that is a required annotated partial tree. Okay, first L, say L implies E. So L implies E or N, whatever, simply we can take E, and now E can be expanded by E plus 1. So E plus T, E plus 1, E plus T. Okay, E plus T. The next to E extended. Here we have to see the given expression. First which one is there? Star is there. Okay, so now two possibilities. E can be expanded by T. So now T have two possibilities. One is a T into F, another one is a F. Okay, so first we should get a star. So that's why take T into F. So that means T can be expanded by T into F. Now here T can be expanded by F, not T into F. This T not expanded by T into F. Just to expand with F. Okay, now F digit dot lex. So now here F digit dot lex. So now here T F digit. Okay, so first star, then next addition, multiplication, addition, so like that. So now digit dot lex value initially, which one is 3, so 3 is value. So now giving that to f, that means f takes a value from its children. So here this, it is a synthesized attribute. So now t is taking value from f. Okay, so next here 5, f is taking 5, so perform this operation, 3 into f, 3 into 5, so 15 is the result. Now t is taking the result. Okay, so next e is taking this result. Okay, next this side, first go to the bottom leaf node, so 4 is taken. Now performing this operation completed. So next after plus, which one is there, 4 is there, so take that 4, and if taking the 4, t is taking the 4, then now e perform the operation, addition is performed between these, so result is 15. Now this final L is taking the result. Okay, so this is a annotated parser tree. When we call, if a parser tree specified with attributes, either whatever with values, synthesized or inherited with value, then that kind of parser tree is called annotated parser tree. Okay, so first what we have to do, so for this we have to write the syntax to directed definition. So that means grammar will be given, no problem, grammar will be given. Desk calculator grammar, you know, this is a desk calculator grammar. Okay, if not given also you have to write. If the grammar is given, just grammar will be given. Now first step, you should write the syntax to directed definition for the given grammar. So how can we write production and semantic rules? Okay, this is the first step. Then second step is draw the annotated parser tree, this one. Next step 3, dependency graph. Then how we can write the dependency graph? First same for this only, which operation is to be performed first, that is first step. Here taking the value, 5 is a value, that is the first step. Next copy it into f, that is a second value, second operation. So next to f value, copy to t, third. So next fourth one is this one, digit to lex. Okay, next give that value to f. Okay, so now give the value to t, that means now here multiplication operation have to be performed between these. So result is given to t, that is a 6th operation. Next this result is given to the e, that is a 7th operation. So next e left hand side completed operator is there. So now take the operator right hand side. So that is which one, last one, that is a 8th, taking the value, copying, giving it to f, that is a 9th operation, giving that to t, that is a 10th operation. So now perform the operation, perform that addition operation between these. So that is a 11th operation. So finally giving the result to L, that is a 12th operation. Okay, this is representing these operations with arrow marks and specifying the order number. Then that is called dependency graph. This is a dependency graph. So finally what we have to write, topological order. So order is 1 2 3 4. So after 4, 5, 6, 7, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that ordering which is to be performed first, that is a topological order. Okay, so like this. So write the syntax to directed definition for simple desk calculator for the given expression. If you get this kind of question, you should write step 1, step 2, step 3, finally step 4 is a topological ordering. Okay, so finally we can write like this also for that expression. What is that? So plus Here which one is performed first? 3 into 5 is performed. Okay, 3 into 5. So star. So here 3, 5. That result with addition. 4. Okay, this is a tree like this also. That means first you draw roughly. So like this 3 into 5 is evaluated first. So next to result is result. This result is addition with this one. Okay. So we this is a first operation. Okay, before the star. So left hand side, what are there? All are the first 1, 2, 3. So 3 operations. 3. Okay, here 3 operations performed. So next 5 going this towards right. So 4, 5. Okay. So here 6 will get 6th operation. That is a multiplication operation. So next to take the value. 4 values required to perform the operation. So that's why go down to take the value. Okay. That is a next to remaining whatever. So here plus here which 19th operation performed. Not no. Which one? 11th operation. 11th operation. So result is a 19. So 11th operation. We remember this one is a 6th. This one is a 11th. So here how many operations are there in this left hand side? You take all. Then next to how many are there in the right hand side? You consider all. So finally 6th operation is a multiplication operation. Okay, that is. So here you want to take 2 this side or remaining this side, whatever. Okay, then this side also same thing. So after this 6th step, the remaining all right hand side of plus. So 11th operation is a addition operation. So like this also roughly you can draw, but you don't draw this one roughly. Okay, this is one example. Like this we have many. You practice all for these examples. So here also 3 plus 4 into 5 plus 6 n. This is one kind of. So same grammar, same semantic rules. Then first to draw the annotated parser tree. Same thing here. You can see this open and closing parenthesis. Okay. So this is annotated parser tree. Now draw the dependency graph. 1, 2, 3, 4. So next to 5th operation. Now left hand side completed. For this, go to the right hand side deeply until leaf node. So this is a 5th operation, 6th operation, 7th operation, next 8th operation, next 9th, 10th. Okay. So here left hand side of this completed. Now right hand side is required. Okay, F. Okay, now E is there. Here also some expansion there. So that's why go to the left side, go down after 10, then go to leaf node. Need to right hand side 11th operation, 12th, 13th, 14th. So here expanded. So next to go right hand side deeply. So on to leaf node. So this is a 5th operation, 15th. After 14th, 15th here, 16th, 17th, 18th. Now the result is given to here. This T star F. So that is a 20 operation, that is given to E, that is a 21. Now giving that value to L, that is a 22nd operation. Okay, for this expression. So now this is a dependency graph. So topological order, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, all in the order. Okay, this is one more example. Same grammar, same semantic rules. The annotated parser tree will be different. the dependency graph will be different. Okay, for this also. Okay. Yes, ma respond ma. అర్థమవుతుందా? Is it clear? Hello, respond. So, what is the time? Okay, today. So remaining. So after dependency, we will see the remaining topics in the next class. Next, actually, this is a CD lab class. So I want to discuss next experiment. So previously, 2 experiments completed. First and second. So first one completed, second one also completed. First one is a Lex program to scan reserved keyword and identifier of a C language. So here with the Lex and a normal C program using Lex tool and by implementing the lexical analyzer. So here 2 experiments completed already. Then second experiment is a implement read to parser. So this is a top-down parser. This one also completed in the last class. Okay. Then next one is a third experiment. Write a C program to generate 3 address code. Okay. Actually, first of all, you should know what is 3 address code. So 3 address code. Okay, no problem. Just first I will explain the theory and one example. Then after that, we will see the program. Okay, in the starting phases of compiler, in that I have taken one example. So after semantic analysis, intermediate code generator. Okay, so intermediate code generator, it is one more phase. So after semantic analysis, so here that what is the input to this phase? So this kind of is a input. So parser tree is a input. So for that expression, what is the expression? Okay, in the assignment also I given this one only, position equal to initial plus rate into 60. Okay, this is a input to statement. Okay, input is given to the phase of compiler. So first phase is going to generate a stream of tokens. That means position is identifier, equal is assignment operator, initial is identifier, ID2 plus is arithmetic operator. This rate is identifier 3, star is a multiplication operator, 60 is a constant. Like that, different tokens generated from the first phase of the compiler. Okay. So ID1 equal to ID2 plus ID3 into 60. That is a final generated from the first phase of the compiler. In the symbol table, this kind of ID1, ID2, this kind of information is stored in the symbol table. Okay. Second phase. So second phase is a syntax analyzer, syntax analysis or parser. It is going to verify this given statement is right or wrong. Okay, so to verify this kind of statement, one grammar, corresponding grammar is going to be there. So that is a grammar, which type of grammar? A simple desk calculator. But that grammar, E implies E plus T, E implies to T, T implies T into F. That is a grammar is going to accept this kind of input statements. Okay, so that grammar used to create the table, which kind of, whether it is a top down or bottom up. So top down means primitive parser is the powerful top down parsing. Then in the bottom up, LLR is a powerful one. So compared to the remaining, so LLR parser. So table is constructed, table is ready, input sync is ready. Okay, now this. So parsing, finally, this parser is going to announce whether it is accepted or not by constructing the tree internally, by constructing the tree. So that parser is going to announce it is accepted or rejected. So tree is constructed means accepted. So what is the output from that second phase of the compiler? Tree is output. What is the tree? This parser tree. Parser tree is a output from the which syntax analyzer, parser. Okay. Next, which one? Next phase, semantic analysis, semantic analyzer. So now semantic analyzer is going to take this parser tree which is generated by the syntax tree as an input. So here syntax directed definition with help of this syntax directed definition or syntax yes attributed grammar or attributed grammar with help of a dependency graph is constructed to perform which operation is the first operation. Okay, so here position equal to initial place rate into 60. So this is a statement. So here which one is to be performed? Initial place rate is to be performed first, or rate into 60 is to be performed first. Okay, that is a confusion. And which initial is which kind of data type also checking the data type also done by semantic analysis. So that is called type checking. So initially is identifier. It may be a it can store integer value or float value. Then rate is a identifier. It can store. That depends on the situation. So it may be an integer or float. But 60 is a constant. That is an integer only. But these position initial rate or all are same type, but this one is a different type. Okay, so semantic analyzer is going to check this kind of if data type of all the what identifiers or const are same or not. That verification is done. That is nothing but type checking. So here this 60 will be converted into float, real. So now 60.0 means no problem. If it is converted into float, so value will not be changed. So there is no any loss. Okay, 60.0. If position initial rate or holding float value, then 60.0 also float value. Now all are same type. If this position initial rate or holding integer, so 60 is taken, simply 60 is taken. 60 also a what? Integer. Okay, so no problem. So this kind of checking is done in this. Okay, this is done in the semantic analysis. Next, which one? Your into conversion into real. So next one is the intermediate code generation. Intermediate code is constructed for that. Now we slightly changed it into coding format. So coding format. So for that, what we have to do? One type of intermediate code we have to take. So there are different kind of varieties to represent the intermediate code generation. So these are the popular 3 address code, postfix notation, syntax tree. So these are the abstract syntax tree. So these are the 3 different kind of intermediate code forms. So you take any one. So finally from this produce the result in the form of any one of these three. So you want to use a 3 address code, or you want to show in the 3 address code format, or in the postfix notation format, or abstract syntax tree format. But the popular one is a 3 address code. So 3 address code, the name itself indicates 3 operands are used, 3 variables, at most 3 variables. Either you can use 1 variable or 2 variable or 3 variable. So more than 3 should not be used in the evaluation of expression. So that's why it is called a 3 address. So 3 variables, 3 locations are used to perform that operation. So that's why it is a 3 address code. So 3 address code will be like this. So what is that? Position equal to initial place rate into 60. So first of all, which operation have to be performed into to real conversion. So that is a first operation, storing it into temp1. So next thing is which one star have the highest preference. So perform that one, ID3. That means rate into this temp. So temp have 60.0. So now ID3 into 60.0. Okay. So result in temp2. So next perform the addition operation. So next ID2 plus temp2. Final result is in temp3. So now finally assign the result into ID1. So ID1 equals to ID2. Actually, what is that? ID1 equals to ID2 ID1 equals to ID2 plus ID3 into 60. So this operation is performed first. Why? Because star is a highest precedence operator. So that's why perform this operation. Result with this, that is which one? Addition. So addition is performed between this initial, that means ID1, and the result which is in tempo2. Okay. So in this, how can we say 3 address code? Here how many addresses are used? Here this one is tempo. How many variables? Address is nothing but variables. How many variables? This one is only one variable in this statement. And then in this, how many? 1, 2, 3. Okay, or 3. That means temporary. How many temporary variables? Here one temporary variable, and here this one, the 2 temporary variables. Then here 2 temporary variables. Then here only 1 temporary variable. Okay, so 3 are used. More than 3 not allowed. So that's why it is called a 3 address. 3 addresses used to evaluate a sub expression in order to compute the final expression. Okay, so 3 address code. So that's why in the lab, write a C program to generate a 3 address code. If any expression is given, so next what we have to generate? 3 address code how to be generated for that. So 3 address code, this kind of 3 address code. Yes, this kind of 3 address code we have to generate. So input is expression, any expression, any arithmetic expression only. Okay, if we give, then that program is going to give this kind of, which one how to be performed first. For example, see something A plus B into C, A plus B into C, plus operation performed first or star operation performed first. In this case, 3 address code is going to give star have highest preference. So B into C, next result added with A. So like that we'll get the output. The clear question aim, that is a aim. అర్థమైందా? హలో, ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ 3 aim ఏంటిదో అర్థమైందా? So we'll give the any arithmetic expression, simple kind of expression. ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అంతా మరి డెప్త్ గా ఏం లేదు, జస్ట్ హావ్ created written simple program. Just it will accept simple expressions, then 3 address code will be generated from that. Hello, respond avandi. No response. Question అర్థమైందా? Yes. Okay, so next to go to the coding part. First, I will show the execution. So for this, you should use a Turbo C or ANSYS or CodeBlocks Windows-based operating system. So Linux-based means some functionalities are not available in GCC compiler. So better to use Windows. Okay, this is a program. First, I will show the execution. My screen is visible? I'm showing the code. So no errors. So enter the expression with arithmetic operators only. So A plus B into C. So this is a expression input given to the intermediate code generator. Okay. Now it has to produce a 3 address code for this expression. 3 address code. So what 3 address code will be generated? temp1 equal to which one? B into C is performed first. Okay. So next to temp2 equals to A plus temp1. That's it. Okay, we'll see. Check. 3 address code. Temp equal to or temp1 equal to B into C is performed first. So next to temp1 equals to A plus temp. So this is a 3 address code. You can see here temp equal to B into C. So 3 operands used. 3 operands. Okay. Next in the second instruction, temp1 is 1, A is 1, temp is another one. So here also 3 operands used. So that's why it is a 3 address code for the given expression. First B into C is performed, result is copied into temp variable. Then next that temp variable result is added with A. Then final result is copied into temp1. Okay, this is the output. Hello. Chapter Arthamaina? Clear? Yes. So these many are there, 46 are there, but only few people are giving the response. Then what remaining what you are doing, I don't know. Okay, so now I want to explain the code simple code. These are the different variables, global variables. I have taken all global. So main CLR, okay, printf, this statement printing. Enter the expression with arithmetic operator. So scanf, so to take that as a string. Okay, so next strcpy. Here for example A plus B into C is a input. A plus B which one? A plus B into C is a input. So that means EX equals to A plus B into C. Okay. Next strcpy, string copy. What you are doing? Whatever the value in EX, this is a source and this one is a destination. EXP is another string variable. Okay, string variable. What value of EX? That means A plus, indirectly A plus B into C only. Okay. So next here what we are doing, length, finding the length. So strlen, that is used to find the length. How many characters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters. Now L equal to 5. Okay. Here this is another variable, string variable. Another string variable. Initially EX, what EXP equals to initially null character. Initially null character empty. Okay. For loop is taken I equal to 0, I less than L. Why? Because only 5 times. Each and every character, 5 characters are there. That's why 5 times loop repetition is required. Okay, so I equals to 0, that is important. I equals to 0. Then that verification I less than 5 condition true, so that means 0 less than 5 condition is true. Okay, so condition true. Then loop, so this is the for loop, body of the for loop from this statement to this statement. Okay, so next if your if condition is there, exp, so that means exp this one. Okay, now it is taking the values from exp. I equal to 0, exp 0, exp 0 means first character. This is a 0 position, 1 2 3 4, so 0 index, whatever in 0 index, that is compared with the plus. Is it true? No, false. So logical OR is there, then one more expression is there, so it is verified. Is it minus? No, condition false. So in this if block, skipping. Okay, else going to else block. So checking whether it is a division, no. Whether it is a star, no. It is also false. So first one is which one? A is a operand, not a operator. It is not a place, so it is not a minus, and it is not a division and also not a star. Okay, first time condition false, then incrementing I equal to previously 0, now I equal to 1, I equals to 1. So 1 less than 5 condition true, then again for loop, then exp1, exp1 means now 0 position, 1 position, place is there, place, so condition is true, so it is a logical operator, so this is not verified. Okay, now entire condition is true. If block from here to here. Okay, in the if block, what is here? exp I plus 2, so I equals to 1, now 1 plus 2 what? 3, exp 3. In the third position, which one is there in the third position? 0 position, second position, third position, 0 1 2 3, so third position star. So star, it is not a star. This star is compared with division, false. So star is compared with star, true, yes. Now any one of expression in the logical or entire expression is true, so condition is true. If block, so here PM means I have taken the name plus minus, simply going to that to definition. It is a function call, going to that to definition, function call PM. Okay, this is a definition. What? strrev, string reverse. In whatever in this variable, that will be arranged in reverse and copying it into in this variable only. So now exp is going to hold which one? Reverse of this, C star B plus A, right? After reversing. Next here, next one is J equals to, so this is another variable J equals to L means length 5 minus I, previously I value 1, so previously I value 1 minus here 1, there 1, so 5 minus 2, what is the result? 3, so J equals to 3. Okay, so that is next to strncat. So strcat, I think you know, that is a concatenation, so combining two strings, but nstr, so source and destination both will be combined together, and result is storing in the destination in the exp1. This is a destination or source to destination, final result is in the first variable. Okay, that is in normal strcat. But here strncat means number of characters. Here it takes 3 arguments, 3 parameters. Okay, source to destination and a number of characters. How many number of characters from this second variable? Those number of characters will be added with the source. Okay, that is a use of this strncat, not all characters of the second string. Okay, whatever the number given, 3 characters or 2 characters or 5 characters, those many characters are appended to this first string. Okay, here j is a 3, so 3 characters of this exp. So exp, how many? 3 characters, 1 2 3, so that means only these 3. Okay, only these C with exp1. Exp1 is a variable initially holding null, nothing is there in that. Exp1 empty, initially empty, so here in this also not modified, so still it is holding null character, that means empty. Okay, so first 3 characters C into P, 1 2 3, so 3 characters appending to exp1. So now exp1 equals to what? exp1 equals to C into B. Okay, next to what we have to do? Reversing exp1. So whatever data is there, whatever the characters are there in exp1, reverse them. So that means after reversing exp1 equals to reverse B into C. B into C. Okay, so next statement is printing 3 underscore, this message will be printed. So next to temp, this also printed. Okay, so what is the result? Temp equal, so printing this. Okay, temp next to slash n means next one. Here exp1, whatever the value there in the exp variable, that will be printed. What is there? B into C is there. B into C. Okay, next to slash n, the next line. The next line, what is temp1 equal temp tempo1 equal which one? 2 characters. Which one? exp j plus 1. J equals to now 3. 3 plus 1 means 4. exp4 exp C into B plus A is there. So now 4th character, 1 2 3 4. 4th character is which one? temp1 equals to what? 3 plus 1, 0 1 2 3 4, A. 4th character is A. So in the array, array, it is array, string array. So starts from 0 indexing, 0 1 2 3 4. 4th character is A. Then next exp of j equal to 3. Which one? 3rd character, 3rd position character, 0 1 2 3. So plus next here temp as this will be printed. Temp. So this output we got from the program. Yes or no? So once again I will show the execution. A plus B into C. That's on temp equal B into C. Temp1 equals to A plus temp. Same, temp equal to B into C. Then temp1 equal to A plus temp. Right? Ma clear? అర్థమైందా? హలో రెస్పాండ్ మా ప్రోగ్రామ్ అర్థమైందా? Okay, so this is a simple program, but it is not correct, not a complete program. It will work with a few type of arithmetic expressions, but on the complex type of arithmetic expressions ki it will not work. Okay, so ఎందుకంటే ఇంకా మీరు తెలుసు మీ గురించి తెలిసిందే కదా. సో దట్స్ వై ఐ టేకెన్ a simple one, only this kind of a plus b into c or a by b plus c, simple type of expressions ki program, with this program we'll get the output. And then I will show one more. Also same thing, temp equal to a by b. So temp equal to a by b. Oh, this is a by b into c. That is our arithmetic expression for this. Temp equal to a by b. Temp 1 equal to temp into c. Okay. That means it takes a simple type of arithmetic expressions, not complex arithmetic expressions, simple expressions. Okay, for the division, this block is skipped. This will be executed. Then call the division function. In the division function, simple, nothing is there. No need to perform this kind of operations. So simple. Okay. Then next here, plus minus. Next one is only plus. Three functions required. One is a plus minus function, plus function, division function. Okay, in the division function, this will be performed. Okay, what is the time? Okay, with this, how many experiments completed? three experiments completed. Remaining only 2 experiments. SLR 1 parser. Okay, next to design LLR bottom-up parser for the given, for this statement. This is the input for this grammar. And okay, so these 2 experiments we will see in the next to lab, or in the coming, I will see only 2, with the 2 lab syllabus will be completed. So today finish it, 3rd experiment. Okay, now I am stopping. Please respond for the attendance. Yes.